Welcome back to the Tandem podcast. This week I have Derek King. How you doing, Derek?
Not bad. How about you?
Not terrible. Besides like all the looting and rioting
Yeah, you
going
going
on like
right? You
right
doing
down
any
the road.
rides tonight after this, or
No, I'm gonna stay home. I'm probably gonna have to go fix the shit tomorrow.
shit?
So
That's terrible.
anyway, how you doing?
Oh, not bad. Just doing a bunch of side jobs, all weekend. So I'm pretty worn out, but
Yeah,
this is a good nightcap, I'd say.
yeah. It's been not too bad. I mowed the lawn. That's about the only big
Oh,
thing
dude, I
today.
knocked that out before 9 a.m. today. I was stoked. Felt like an old man.
So, first question I want to ask you because I think you've probably been around like US drifting for a really long time, or at least like close to inception. So I want to get into like how you got started, and then we can kind of branch out from there.
Right on.
So, how did you get started, and how did you kind of got into what you're kind of doing now?
Um, well, I got started essentially when I was like 15 because I met some older dudes just locally, like at a car spot, and they all were dudes that would autocross or road race or whatnot, and then I like ride around then from like downloading videos on Napster, you know um there'd be like compilations with some like video clips from like old D1 stuff, and I was like, that's sick, those cars are sick. And then cruising the internet, you found like GP Sports like photos of like from their ads. Somehow that was like pictures that would pop up, and there was a black FC and black S13, and I was like, yeah, I'm trying to be that. So um, I got an FC when I was 16, and then did some autocrosses. Got kicked out of autocrosses. They were not too stoked about cars sliding around back then. So
I don't even think they're still stoked about it. They kind of hate
yeah,
that
I'm not
stuff.
sure. I got a lot of buddies that still are very involved with it. I actually ran into one tonight, and
Yeah,
it's
it's
sweet. It's convenient, I guess, to be able to
yeah,
go like down the street and race on a Sunday. It takes, I guess, a lot less uh I guess maybe dedication. I don't know. You don't have to do so much prep,
yeah.
It's
You
just
you can drive
it's
your
more
car to an
it's
event
a lot
and
more casual,
yeah,
so there's dedication there. I guess I shouldn't say that, but it's more casual.
yeah.
So but I started off doing that because it was about the only place you could go do it and get away with it around here. And from there, I think right around then I discovered Drift Indy, and I was like, holy shit, there's people drifting, like trying to do actual events where we can not get kicked out of. So,
What
um,
what year was that about?
I think 2007, I think is when
Okay.
cause maybe 2006 or seven. So I know I was just right out of high school, and I was like trying to get more involved. And like I became a member of Club FR's forum.
Yeah.
And so like I kind of was like dancing around in there, like checking out their stuff, and they were pretty far ahead of most other people, So I browsed that stuff. I was like, okay, Club FR, I'd like to try and check that out. But then right around then is when I discovered the Drift Indie, so got involved with that. It's a bit closer to because Club FR back then they were doing events at like Road America at a go-kart track, and
Yeah.
US Air was just getting involved, I believe, with that. And there was another go-kart track somewhere near, I want to say Joliet, but those were all a little farther than going to Indy. So like, Indy is
Yeah.
what became like home for drifting for me.
Yeah, cuz you're in Fort Wayne.
Yeah, so I'm just 100 miles away from Indy, straight shot down I-69. So it's pretty convenient, and At the
I
time, there was some stuff in Michigan going on, but it was a bit farther, and I didn't. It was kind of, back then you had to like really kind of do your research to figure out where events were and even how to like get in touch
yeah.
with people and know. So
Yeah, they don't. There wasn't like Facebook groups or anything like that because well back then there was probably barely even Facebook.
yeah, so it was there was like websites, people had
Yeah.
like US Drift, like they had a guy named Derek Allen was doing events at like a go-kart track called G&J Kartway, which was in middle of nowhere, Ohio. And like I somehow kind of discovered that and went to a couple of those events back then too. And it was just from like a website with a schedule. Like hopefully they're there, like I'll show
Yeah.
up. Hopefully it's still a thing.
God, you just don't see that these days. Everybody kind of knows what events are where and when, and
Yeah, and there's
it.
the information's all over. You just
Yeah,
scroll down your like Instagram feed and it's like you're gonna see, advertisements or, some type of schedule or banner or a lot of your friends getting ready to go. So you're like, oh shit, there's an event next week and I better get my stuff together.
yeah. And were you doing events in the FC?
Yeah, I got a Turbo 2 I bought from Mike Fiak in Indy, and that was my first like real drift car. Like I had another FC that I had in high school, but at the time I thought I was gonna go road racing back then and pretty much like took it fully disassembled it, pretty much ruined it, and so that wasn't ready for drifting. So I bought a T2 from Mike, and pretty much it had I think he just put a Cusco two-way in it, and then I got it, and then I added back then it was Mazda Tricks angle inner spacers that you would screw on, and
Yep.
that was the angle kit for an FC back then, and that was
Yeah.
that was about it. That was the car as far as a drift car goes.